This is my unfuckable turkey recipe. The basis of this recipe was given to me by a friend of mine at work a few years ago, and I tried it and I did not have much faith in it, but it worked. And it has worked ever since. This is a 9-pound turkey breast. I just do a bone-in turkey breast because it's easier to handle and it works really well for this recipe. If you want to know if this method works on a full bird, I'm going to tell you no because I tried it last year. It was really close, but on the underside and the very middle, it was still a little underdone. So I had to cook it some more. I don't really know the exact times, but this recipe I know by heart, so we're about to do it. I've drained it off and patted it dry with paper towels, and normally I like to let mine sit open like this in the fridge for a couple hours and really dry out some, but I'm a little behind schedule today. The first thing we're gonna do is start back here by the bottom, and we're gonna start peeling this skin up. Take your time, use a knife if you need to. Once you get it going, it should come back pretty easy. All right, the skin's gonna come back to the top and there's gonna be like this little V right here. You can stop there. And now that it's all pulled back, I'm gonna pat it all dry again. Now we're about to season the shit out of it. I'm handling the seasonings with my turkey hands. I'm just gonna go back and Lysol these afterwards. It's just easier. All right, so we're gonna salt it. Turn it over and get your seasonings all up inside there too. Now for the underside of the skin, I use this Prudhomme's Poultry Magic. And I'll empty this whole bottle out. You do not wanna see bird peeking through this seasoning. There we go. This bitch should be crusted. Now we can fold the skin back over, and I'm gonna pat it down again. Normally I would use Tony Chachere's for this next part, but I'm loving that a local boy here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast has got his own brand of seasoning, so we're gonna use this Cajun Kick. Now, I might not empty this whole canister, but same thing. We are gonna cover every square inch of this bird. It don't matter if he sits completely straight up, but I'm gonna put a paper towel in here just to help him stand up a little bit straight. Let's talk timeline. You need to do this 2 nights before you wanna have the turkey. So if you want your turkey for lunch on a Sunday, you need to start on Friday night. He's gonna go in the fridge uncovered, just like this. Okay, it's the next morning and we're gonna inject it. I'm gonna use Creole butter, you use whatever you want. Don't be shy, inject the out of this bird. All right, it's going back in the fridge till tonight. I use a Dutch oven for this, but if you don't have a Dutch oven, you can use some sort of pan or roaster. Just wrap it really well in tinfoil. I'm gonna put a few stalks of celery down on the bottom, and this is half a yellow onion that I've just kind of cut up in chunks. Put about maybe 1/2 inch of water in the bottom of the pot here. All right, we're getting ready for bed, so let's get this turkey in the oven. I need 1 stick of Challenge butter. I got the whole thing cut up in little pats like this. We're gonna pull this skin back again, and we're gonna put the butter under the skin. I always keep 1 pat to stick up here by the neck. This bird ain't got no choice but to be juicy. All right, so I'm gonna take the other half of this onion and I just wedge it up inside here. And now it's going in the pot. If you wanted to inject it a little more at this point, go for it, sis. Cover this hoe up, and now this is the unfuckable part I was talking about earlier. This is going into a cold oven. You're gonna turn it on to 500 degrees. When the oven beeps and says it's preheated, you're gonna set a timer for 1 hour. After the timer goes off, you cut the oven off and go to bed. Don't open the oven until the next morning. Good morning. Let's have turkey for breakfast. It's so tender. It's got such good flavor. That Cajun Kick gave it a good spice. Let me show you. It's got a real seasoned crust on it right there. You got all this good juice down here. It's just me and CJ eating this turkey because I cook this purely for demonstration purposes. But when I'm cooking this for some kind of family holiday function, we're usually eating at lunchtime. So I'll set it aside, and then right before we're ready to eat, I'll pull it out, put it in an aluminum pan, and I just stick it under the broiler for a few minutes, and I use those drippings to baste the top with, just to kind of crisp up that skin. And obviously a disclaimer here, make sure you're cooking your turkey to at least 165 degrees internal temperature. But I've never had an issue with mine not coming out right. But yeah, y'all come get you a piece of this.